Hey, everybody, it's me.
It's me, Mario.
It's Xavi, alongside of my friend, Drewski. Do you like the summer so far? Do you like the summer so far?
Are you not entertained, huh? Are you not entertained? We love to see it. We love to see it, Roberto. We love to see it. Let me just take this second, if I may, just to ask you, what was it? What was it that you actually said to Johan and the Levy family, or the Lewis family, when you were offered the job?
Well, first and foremost, I had to say, no, the Louis, we say the majority owners, okay? We have to keep the line in the sand very clear. It's not the Lewises, it's the newer majority owners. I said, hey, Mr. Majority Owner and Mrs. Majority Owner, if you want me to come in, you want a little bit of Roberto, you have to give me everything I want. You have to give me all of the players that I want, and you have to pay the asking price every single time. And if you do that, I will stay for at least 6 weeks. And we will see what happens from there. Is that okay with you? And they said, okay, Roberto. You do what you want. We give you what you want. But absolutely no credit goes to Daniel Levy. None at all is what they said. I said, okay, that's fine with me.
Fucking get out of
here. Have it again.
Hey, this fucking guy, how many fucking seconds in? Jesus.
How are you, mate? Good to see you, buddy. How you doing?
Very well. I'm very well. How are you, Sean? How are you?
Good, mate. Good. Let me get back to the actual thing.
Hey,
it's me, Shawnee.
It's me. Brilliant.
What is going on, buddy? What's going on? Listen, guys, please do smash the granny out of the like button, eh? Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Notification buttons, they should be squeezed. Comments should be dropped. And that's it. I think that's all. I think that's the three of them. Yeah, make sure the comments
just
are
make
dropped.
sure you give it a old smash. Get the old fingers and thumbs going. Like you do with a focaccia, huh? Like you do with a focaccia. You put the fingers in a focaccia.
I'm in with my boy Drewski. We got a little bit to talk about. Lots going on in the world of Tottenham today.
Yes.
We are, of course, available on all your podcast platforms. Don't forget to check us out on Spotify and Apple Pods and all that jazz. Don't forget the Spurs Hub, your latest and greatest. It's got new features galore. I'm currently building the LLM, where you can eventually, if you're a pro team member, you can literally type in to the LLM, how does Tottenham win the league this year? Or who is the best striker that Tottenham can get realistically? And it will dive into 1,000 different pools of context and come up with some better answers than what Drew or I can offer. So, we're going down, Claude ITK is what's coming essentially on the Spurs Hub. And don't forget, guys, OK Jersey. It does say Sean 15 now. I haven't updated it. It's Sean, just Sean, code Sean, gets you 8% off. They do have the away shirt in fan. They're getting the home shirt fan shirts in the next week, the next couple of days, next day, hopefully this weekend. And you should go a size up. Big ups to them for the sponsor. OK Jersey, 8% off using code Sean at checkout. Drewski, my man, how has your week been? The last time I saw you was this time, it was Saturday night, wasn't it? And we went on for 3 hours, and it was wild, bro. It was wild.
I woke up to a couple of apologies. It's been a little while since then, but we did no wrong. It was all fun and games. It was all in good spirit.
Yeah.
Or malt, or small malt. Yeah, glass bottles. But yeah, no, I'm doing all right. Week's been good. It's been pretty hot here, so I've just been trying to avoid the weather. Work's been work, but yeah, we move on. I'm really looking forward to this season, mate. I really am. Like, I just did not in a million years believe that we would really be making moves like this. And obviously it just seems to have been one thing after another, and most of it positive. So yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it. Like I've been saying to you the last couple of weeks, I'm sort of just really interested to see how we're going to start playing. Really interested to sort of look at the sort of potential lineups that might be out there. Still another couple moves in the market. It seems like we're mentioning wingers left, right, and centre, but there doesn't seem to be many mention of number 9s. So I don't know. There's a part of me that just wonders whether it might be Solanke and Lancashire going into the season, and we end up picking up a couple of really class wingers instead to just kind of feed them. And the Roberto De Zerbi sets himself apart in sort of the coaching terms of things, and actually starts, getting Solanke to do some stuff. So I don't know. I'm just excited for it, mate. But yeah, there's plenty to discuss. Salty YouTubers, salty other fan bases that just don't understand how Tottenham are doing it. And I'm just like, I'm here for it.
We'll definitely chew that over. That's like a subreddit, I think, on the show, because I kind of left that bit alone. I don't really care about them. They're all obviously pretty salty, but like I say, last Saturday was probably the right time to do it because it was fresh. And instead, we spent the whole night talking about Daniel Levy, which is your fault, by the way. Your fault. I blame you for this.
Absolutely. And we've already mentioned him a couple times now. So,
we have got some actual updates tonight. A Romano bomber, a Rabomba has been dropped that Rafael Leao is not on the priority list.
Hey guys.
For Tottenham. And instead, Savio is priority 1, 2, and 3, guys. He's number 1, 2, and 3. I don't know about this one. We're going to come to it. We are going to come to it. Listen, let me just say hello to a few people. There's 600 people or so in the chat. Love to see you. Welcome, everybody. Good to see everybody on a Friday night.
On a Friday night. We're like Ant and Dec. Do you know what I mean? Like tea time on a Friday. I mean, that is peak.
Friday night takeaway.
So, yeah,
have you got yourself a drink? Or at least
I'll tell you what, I'm going to take this opportunity to go and do that. Actually, I should have done it beforehand. So yeah, say hello and I'll be right back.
Okay, nice one. Let me do some super chiddly chit chat straight out of the trap, because there's absolutely some generous ones. Unbelievable stuff from everybody. Super Spurs TV, Blaine, member for 34 months. He says, come on, Butler, it's already 10:04. I'm going to bill you for time wasted. Big up, bro, and chat. Hope you're all good. Yeah, the reason I was a few minutes late was I was trying to get the AI. Hey, it's me. And you know what? Once it's done, like you start with it, I might pop into a bit Harry Redknapp in a little while. Absolutely fantastic to see you. Because he did come out, he did come out earlier on and have some say. And he, true to form, Harry, he did drop the top player. Absolutely. What an absolute professional he is. And I might bring him out, but maybe we'll go. It's Friday night. I had a couple of beers. I'm nowhere near. There's no magnums in sight, by the way. None, zero, nilce. So nilce is not even a word. I think he's the name of a philosopher or something. It's Nietzsche. Whatever. Anyway, big up to you. Big up to you, Blount. I was going to go off on a tangent. We might just go off on tangents tonight. You never know what's going to happen. Big up to Blano. Big up to you, my man. Lee B. Neo Yami is a member for 6 months. Says, yeah, I agree. Let's bill Sean for his tardiness. Listen, couple of minutes. I apologize. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. I was just trying to get you, trying to entertain you with some AI, That's all I'm trying to do here. What are we doing here? Big up to Lee. Box Kev with the super sticker. A super generous way to start the show. Big up to you, Boxy. You know what chew to you, bro. Chew to you. Are you going to the England game? I know you're an American, lives in California, but you seem to have followed England around for the most part in the World Cup. Are you going to Miami? If so, what an evening that's going to be in 24 hours' time. Let us know, Boxy. Let us know. Great to see you, mate. I take it you survived the Mexico trip. What did you bring? What did you come back with? What did you come back with, bro? We'll find out. Text me privately. Big up to you, Boxy. Always here, always supporting. James119 as well with a super sticker. Big up to James. Choo to you, bro. Choo to you, mate. Very generous. Very, very generous. Always here, always supporting. Blaine Devlin's put in 10 Spurs Talk Show memberships. Big up to the membership bombers from Blano. He's dropping the bombers. Big up to you, mate. Thank you very much. If you did receive a membership early in the show, I'll do a member show as well this week. If Drew's got the time, we'll come back and do it together. Ooh. As always. It was so much fun last week. See if we can get the boys back at the back. Budge. Remember him?
Fucking
Echo Budge.
This is Budge calling from Echo Base 441919. Fucking big up. If you're out there, Budge, big up.
Foxtrot, Charlie, Echo. Can you hear me?
Great talking to him, mate. Love that. The old boy.
I loved him. Yeah, big up to Budge. Big up to everyone that came on. We'll do it again. Big up to you, Blaine. Thank you so much, mate. Drew's Dino Lord, Chudini's in the house saying, putting the super sticker. Big up to Chudini. We appreciate you very much as well, mate. Choo to you. Blaine's come back in again. He's come back in again. He said, I've a load of Thatchers. Shorty and Drew bouncing. This could be a long Friday night ahead. Where's the Peruvian bath salts? Pause. If you've got any, send some my way. We'll keep going all the way through the evening. Ra-ta-ta-ta. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
Keep going to opening day kickoff with that, sunshine.
We're not leaving until a bomber drops.
Right.
Big up to Blaine. Thank you very much, mate. Super generous, mate. Get yourself a Thatchers. Key yourself in. Dial in. We got things to chat about. Big up to you, Blaine. You're so generous, mate. I love you, man, and I love your new lads cave that you're building in your back garden. A big up to Marzi as well, member for 30 months. Big up to you, bro. Absolute champion. He says your favorite 80s pop star is in the room. We love to say, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Total eclipse of the heart, Tom Marzi. Big up to you, my man. Lazy H from the Gap as well. Big up to you, Nicky boy. So Chitty Chiefly Butler, can you please add a Nintendo-style Mario hat to the Deserby AI? Yeah. Hey,
it's me, Roberto.
I'll see if I can get one of them off of Amazon.
And then every time a bomber drops, you can just do the sound of Mario collecting a coin. You know what I mean? Like ding, 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 bling, bling, bling. Fucking brilliant.
Absolutely. Big up to you, Nicky boy. Andy Leicester's put in a super sticker. Choo to you, Andy. Thank you so much, mate. Appreciate you very much indeed for doing that. And Kieran Dallas has said, big up Sean and chat. Bring on pre-season. We're not far. The boys got back today.
Yep.
Bro, they came back.
Absolutely. Fucking did. I'm so excited, bro. I'm so excited. Honestly, it's not often I get to, 10, 12 o'clock while I'm watching men go through stretches. But when the boys started running onto that field today and I looked at it on the old shorts, I had to get out my shorts. I'm excited for this season, boys.
Hang on. Did you just say, when I saw the men in shorts, I had to get out of my shorts? Is that what you just said?
I mean, it's a metaphor. It's not.
What are we doing here?
Hey,
big up to Kieran. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much indeed. And last super chat, it's an absolute massive one as well. And then we're going to get straight into the game. Sorry, guys, we've been taking on time. But Sanilla32, massively generous, buddy. Thank you so much. Choo to you, bro. Choo to you, mate. Unbelievably generous as well. Thank you so much, my man. Really appreciate you here and your support of the channel. Big up to you, bro. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to meeting you at the next protest. I don't think there's going to be any protests, though. I know Stella always talks about you as one of the initial protesters. And I think the protests are done, aren't they? Drew, thank you, Cinderella. Thank you so much. Let's start there before we get into it. Are the protests around ownership at least done for a while? Well, you can't really complain.
It should be an apology party, shouldn't it?
Oh,
shots fired! Shots fired! I'm just saying it. I'm just saying it for clicks, people. I'm just saying it for clicks. To be honest with you, I don't think there are, and if there is, I think it will be very short-lived. Because I mean, what are you going to go now? Oh, you haven't. What haven't they done? They've done everything that they said that they were going to do. Now I think the pressure's on. Now the pressure's on the players and the pressure's on Roberto to deliver. Because really and truly, you've got to think to yourselves that anything less than Europe next season. And really, I mean, I hate to say, because I don't want to put pressure on, because I don't want to build too quickly and see it all fall apart. But you really need to be in Champions League. I know it's not all the be all and end all, but so yeah. I don't think there'll be much of one. Or I'm not, in my opinion, I don't really think there should be. There's not a lot to moan about, is there?
Yeah, the past is the past.
Right, exactly.
You can't do anything about the past, can you?
We don't bring up the past. You know, you don't bring up the past.
No, exactly, mate. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Where do you think? Before we get into today's news, right? Like, there's been a lot of people out today. My man Harry Redknapp, absolutely fantastic. He said, I think Tottenham are going to be back in the top 5 race, top 4, top 5 Champions League. Drew, are you? If we were to start the season as we currently, let's say the thus far becomes that's it, and we start the season for whatever reason. I don't expect this in any way, shape, or form. But in a world where there were no more Bombers were done, right? Peacetime in the transfer market. Then how do you see Tottenham's season going? Do you think Tottenham?
I'm gonna let everyone into a little secret, little story time with Drew this week. Right? I woke up one morning at about 4:30, which is when I have to go out for work, which is horrific. I appreciate you all agree with that. And I'll tell you what, I had a little...
in the morning or the evening?
In the morning, 4:30 a.m. Cheeky, 4:30 a.m. out the door by 5. In the car park.
You're not a baker.
5.
Well, you might be baking something, but you're not a baker.
I'll tell you what, I'm baking plenty, Butler. I am baking plenty.
Why have you got to be up at 4:30 in the morning? Are you?
Because I like to. I'll be honest with you because I have to drive to work. I really kind of hate commuting in traffic. I would rather, instead of having breakfast here, I would rather drive an empty road, sit in the car park for half hour, have breakfast at work, and then just go into work early and get done. Do you know what I mean? I'm an early bird kind of. I can't stand it.
You don't have to be up at 4:30. You just choose to be up at 4:30.
No, I'm up at 4:30 because I'm a 47-year-old and I need a pee at 4 o'clock. So by that time, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? I'm just fighting it. You know what I mean? I've already been in bed by 9, 10 o'clock. So anyway, less about me. So anyway, woke up one morning and I had a very, very slight, and it doesn't happen often. I just had this little epiphany. I just did this little flash in my head of Sandro Tonali holding up a trophy in the lily white of Tottenham Hotspur. And I just, for some reason, I mean, now is as good, let's be honest, now is as good a time as any. Just like if you look back at, and I'm not really trying to make any like direct comparison, but if you look back at the season where we were going at it with Leicester, that was a perfect storm in terms of everybody else was trying to get their shit together and we were a little bit ahead of the game. And I think there's an argument to be said that could be next year. I genuinely feel like the only team... What's that?
What was the trophy?
It was a big one. It was a big one, so I don't know what. I
like the sound of your dream. I like the way you dream, boy. I like the way you dream.
Honestly, so I don't know. I like I said, the only them lot up the road have basically only got themselves. I think they to get in their own way. I think Manchester City are an unknown commodity with Maresca in charge. I think Liverpool are going to be an unknown commodity with Iraola. And I'm sorry, chat, if we're going over old ground. But I mean, basically, everybody else in the top 4 or 5, barring that lot, have got their own shit going on. We've already had somewhat of a little, everyone was going on, a little mini pre-season kind of thing. If we can keep building on what we've got, you've already got tried and tested, shout out to Eugene, Premier League proven players. Yeah. And I just think if you could put another couple pieces together, I think definitely, I think 3rd through 5th is anyone's shot that can get their shit together. I think maybe 1st and 2nd is fucking.
But you won't get past me. It's a disgrace.
You want this one? Hang on. I think
I might be able to do this one because I just want to say I think I am a travesty to football.
You can't come at the fucking frog, bro.
Hey, now, come on, man. Come on.
What are we doing here? What are we
doing? Arteta the frog. Fucking hell.
I just want to say I'm a travesty to football. I would like to say that I have done everything I can to turn football into the worst game in the world.
Proper froggy.
Very good. I like that.
But yeah, no, fucking. I think it's anyone's third through sixth next year.
Yeah.
And I just think, if you can, even if it's just like getting into that last spot of the Champions League, if you can get that, just the windfall that comes from it is just a healthy stepping stone to just build on. Do you know what I mean? You haven't got to worry about that huge dip in revenue drop. I mean, I think, ENIC 2.0, Lewis family, whoever it is, they seem to have sort of balanced the, I guess next year is probably even worse in terms of the deficit of money coming in, right? But I think they've done their best to use what they can in terms of wiggle room to just go all out this year and make sure that next year in terms of finances is a bit of a one-off, and you would hope that we qualify, and the year after that you're back to pulling in an extra what, 60 to 80 million potentially.
Yeah, let me ask you. Actually, there's a lot I want to go. There's a lot of things I could pivot, a lot of ways I could pivot from here.
Oh, a lot to chew over. Oh, a lot to chew over. Pivot.
So I agree, right? And obviously, we do need to improve the front end of the park to be able to get anywhere close to the top. Is there a scenario, an at all realistic scenario? And when I say realistic, I'm talking about getting a left wing in, getting a striker in that's top draw, whether that's Marmoush, Krupi, if we really think, and we've got to talk about him in a little while, whether we really think he's worth going after at that price point for the 9 role that he hasn't proven himself in yet. Or you could make an argument that you don't necessarily need, De Zerbi Ball doesn't necessarily need an out-and-out 9. He can work with a false 9 or like a 9 that drops a little bit deeper, or a 10 that just integrates and is all just one big fluid system. And maybe another right winger, 3 forwards. Is there any capacity in your mind, Drew, for, and I hear you, by the way, Chelsea, new manager, not a lot of business going on. That's great. Like Manchester United, after all of last season's recovery story, suddenly they're like Edison's dropping off. They're losing out on Fernandes. New manager, not a new manager, but new permanent manager. But the fan base is getting itchy feet about their window already. Liverpool, new manager. There's lots and lots and lots of new in all of the other guys. So Arsenal, you're right, are the clear favourites. And Manchester City with new manager, but also maybe 115 charges, whatever else. We've got a really itchy nose. Is there any chance where you could see Tottenham putting up a bid for second place and maybe even just making it uncomfortable for Arsenal? And if so, what does that look like?
I kind of think that's what they're doing, dude, to be honest with you. And I genuinely think that if we see them actively go, because Krupi or Marmoush and another, that's why I was looking at the chat earlier on, and people were talking about Trincao. And I had, I was sort of, it was a name a little bit out of left field. I mean, obviously I know him, but I didn't know the stats. And then somebody said his stats are pretty good. So you have a look, and then I'm like, hang on, he's got a left foot. So typically, would he not play right wing? So is he not then competition for Kudus? So now are we talking about a right winger, and we're also going for potentially Leao or Savio? Well, now all of a sudden we're talking about, like I mentioned earlier, we're talking wingers. I mean, we were talking about Gonçalo Ramos, but he's obviously gone to AC Milan. Krupi Jr., like you've mentioned, is more of a 10 at the moment, even though I could potentially see him progressing into the 9, because I think he's finishing. I mean, I've seen a couple of, highlight reels can make anybody look good, but it was one of those, it was more of an overlap thing where it was like him and somebody else, and it was just them messing around on the training ground. And just the precision with which he was finishing, and just the deftness of touch and things like that. When somebody is just so comfortable with the ball, it's like it's part of them, sort of thing. And then, not to like it really. There are some players that you say are good footballers, but technically they struggle a little bit, and you can tell that they're very much concentrating on controlling the ball. And this guy just plucks it out of wherever. It's so calm, so natural. So, if you can get somebody like that, and you think that Solanke is going to do a job for you and he can rotate in, and Lancashire gets given a go maybe pre-season, and it looks like potentially he might do all right. I mean, I think if you're going to go out and get yourselves a couple of wingers that can guarantee or at least bang in maybe 25, 30 between them, then maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't need to go up front right now. Maybe you don't need to put all the eggs in the basket. Maybe you do need to reserve some for maybe January and maybe get yourself up there or thereabouts. And then when everybody, you know, a couple of the teams are going through and pushing for Champions League potentially, so they're going to start getting tired January, February. You've still got enough money in your back pocket to maybe go out and get somebody that's available. I don't know. It's really, it's crazy because it sounds like we're just sitting here playing Championship Manager or Football Manager. The thought that we would go out and do another 85, 90 million on another player and then maybe another 50, 60 or 70 on two more players. Yeah, it's crazy. You're on mute, bruv, I think. Or I've lost you.
Sorry, my bad.
That's all good.
I didn't press mute. I was going on the hackers are going to hack. They're back. They're back, baby. They're back. Trincao's more of an attacking midfielder. So, again, like one of the situations, yes, he can play a little bit off the right-hand side with his left foot, but he's definitely just more of a 10. And so I worry about this scenario, Drewski, where we're overloaded. In a world, like everyone wants to get Tottenham back to a position where the medical... What was that?
That's you sounded like you had to do a movie thing. Like, in a world where there are attacking midfielders and attacking midfielders. You know, one of them ones.
Daniel Levy is the bad guy.
They'll miss me when I'm gone. They'll miss me when I'm gone.
Yeah, listen, I just say in a world where Tottenham get back to a medical team not being an issue, which we're a long way from,
right?
I worry about like we're linked with so many AMs, and I'm just sitting there kind of going, are we going to be oversaturated? Like in a world where Maddison is fit, like let's just figure this one out for a second. In a world by say January, February next year, you've got Maddison that's managed to stay fit and is back to his best. Xavi Simons is back and his work.
Do we have a squad thing? Do you have something where you can pull a squad up and do like the layer of players and do like a first, second, third? I thought you had something. Okay.
No.
But yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I know where you're going with it. What's that?
The Spurs hub has got everything but that. So one thing I haven't built, and you go calling me out, you little git, calling me out, exposing my ineptitude. I just wonder, like, you know, people like Krupi. So this is the question today. It's been rumored that a City exclusive said there's nobody other than Tottenham are even going to remotely come close to biting at the 85, 90 million quid for Krupi. Right. Arsenal aren't interested in paying that. PSG probably aren't interested in paying that. They might be, depending on what they get for Bradley Barcola.
Right.
And it's a fair question to ask, Drew, right? Like, how much money is it to pay for a guy that's had one season in the Premier League where he's really smashed it for a position where he earned that reputation in a position where, in a world where Tottenham are free from medical concerns, which hopefully we're going to get back to at some point. Hopefully the last couple of years is not par for the course anymore. And if it is, then all of this shit doesn't matter, because very soon Tonali will be on the shit heap, as will Fernandes, as will Van Hecke, as will, you know, Senesi, right? So you have to hope that at some point our bad luck with injuries or our misappropriation of diagnosis of fixing that stuff is a thing of the past. And if it is, do you think that spending 85, 90 million quid on Krupi, as talented as he is, he hasn't proven himself as a 9. You're already, even if you wanted an AM, even if you wanted a 10, because you didn't have one, to pay 90 million quid for a very impressive AM last season is still punchy, given the fact that Tottenham have got a history of overpaying for players with one season of good performance, right? But we're not even buying him for that role. If we are, we're buying him as we'll let you compete in that spot with Maddison until Maddison's fully fit and whilst Xavi's out. But in an ideal scenario where all these players come back, Decky, Odebear, Maddison, Xavi, all these guys, Kudus, they all stay fit. Is 90 million the right price to be paying for Krupi? Because we're oversaturated with talent in that regard then for 10s, and he's not a proven 9. So what do we do?
I think there's multiple ways of looking at it, right? I mean, you could obviously, I could turn around and say absolutely yes, it's an overpayment, but I genuinely, I can't. Yes, there have been good deals done in the last 10 years, but there have also been deals done by every other top 6, top 10 club where you go, that's a bit pricey, isn't it? That's a bit of an overpayment. And especially it's easy to say that in hindsight, but you know, it's easy to forget that lot up the road paid what, 70, 80 million for Pepe? And what did he amount to? Not really a lot. But sometimes you have to do these things. And for me personally, Spurs are overpaying for Tonali. They've overpaid for Fernandes. I think really they've kind of overpaid a little bit for Van Hecke, but they've done pretty well in getting money back from Vuskovic. But I think we have, because of the gross underpayments of the last 10 years, and maybe not necessarily in terms of the transfer fees, but in terms of the wages paid, I just think we're essentially, I know it's not exactly the right terminology, but sort of paying for past transgressions. And we've got basically a little bit of a tax. You know, we're trying to play more of a catch up than, you know, whether you think we should be or not. We're playing more of a catch up than ideally we'd like to. And I think other teams are taking advantage of that. And they're saying, all right, well, if you really want to play with the big boys, we're going to put a premium on it. If you want to come and pay, you come and pay. And I think somebody at the back of Tottenham is going, all right, well, you know, this is the way it is now. So this is, you know, I think we go big or go home this season. We looks like we've got a dude in place that we genuinely think, you know, can make it work, in the sense that this is probably the most confident I've been in a manager since potentially, you know, the Poch era, or let's say the last era that we had a solid team that looked like they genuinely knew how to play football together and were like one unit all working together. So I don't know. I think, yes, it's a bit of an overpayment, but them's the rules now of the game. It's like, you know, on the one hand, yeah, the cost, you've got to take into account the cost, you know, the cost benefit, or, you know, what's going to happen down the road. But 90 million is probably going to be amortized, or however it's done, over 6 years. So if it really does fall flat on its face, you're probably looking 2 years down the road, and you're probably going to break even on the rest of the contracts. You know, it's a kind of I don't know if that's a negative or a bit of a cynical way of looking at it. But, I mean, they're kind of commodities now. You've got to pay the price for the premium. If it doesn't work out, you just got to try and cash out at the peak of what you can get back and then just go again. But, you know, as a player, I think he's a genuine talent. And I think you have to pay, you know, everybody out there is adding that tax for, well, you know, he might not be quite ready now, but there's that potential that he could be real good in the future. And so, yeah. And I think, as I say, with Spurs, everybody hates us, so we're having to pay a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I tend to agree with that. I think you make a good point, because we do have to think about what's next. Right? In a world where you do spend 100 million, 90 million, whatever it is on him, 60 million on Savio. We'll talk about the outgoings in a minute, but in that world, what exactly is it that we are supposed to think is viable in a world where we need something in January? You know, are we going to build out our entire squad that's necessary right now by the end of August, and then should something happen, should there be a need in January, are we then, like, you know, running out of bullets, I guess, in the gun? And what about next summer?
Right. I mean, it's one of those things, right? I've always been, and I'll just touch on it briefly because I've mentioned it a couple of times on a couple of shows, but I've always been adamant that part of the reason we failed over the last 2 or 3 years, and part of the reason for the injuries, is because the squad wasn't prepared for the amount of games that we were throwing at them. And I think next year is a really, really good opportunity to go really, really strong arguably in all three competitions that you're in. I know people are saying, oh, you know, we're a bit oversaturated in midfield and, you know, we've got too many centre backs. Any mods, can you get rid of this fucking this idiot? Sorry, I was about to say a bad word. This idiot in the chat, Mr.
Another one,
what's it? Yeah, another one. I don't know what they're doing tonight. They must be on the crack. But I just
Natty boy show.
Yeah, I just think like if you can get really, really good, strong, solid players, if you can go really, really strong in the league, you can go really, really strong in the Carabao as soon as it starts, you know, because obviously the Carabao starts sooner than the FA Cup. Hopefully you get a nice solid run in that, and the players that have been playing in the Carabao can then transfer over to the FA Cup when that starts kind of late December, I think, you know, early December, January. And I just think you get more minutes in these guys' legs than just this 38. You know, everyone's saying, oh, 38, 40 games. You really, really go at it. You train them to be used to 50, 60 games. Because then when you do get to Europe, you're, you know, I'm not saying you're used to it right away, but you've got an idea of what's about to come. And then you can maybe be a little bit more lenient in one of the domestic competitions, go a little bit stronger in Europe. And you can build these players. You can, you know, it can happen organically. And then next year, you don't necessarily have to go all out for some action-packed midfielder or forward that's going to solve 3 or 4 problems. Because actually what you've done is you've given a player that would have only had maybe 1,000 minutes. He's now got 1,500 or 2,000. So I just think, you know, I just think there's clever ways of doing this where you can help to, I mean, obviously make the players that you've got better, but just give them more of a chance to not fall by the wayside as soon as the going gets tough. Do you know what I mean? Because I just think that's been our problem. We've kind of scraped the barrel a little bit when it comes to players, and I just think now's the time to really give it a go. I mean, for Fernandez, I don't know that he's played much European football, so he's going to need to get used to it if we qualify. You know, if you were to be lucky enough to get into Europe. Van Hecker, he hasn't been in Europe. Pedro Porro's got minutes in his legs. I mean, he was 90 plus minutes for Spain, and he was still taking on their left back today. So yeah, I don't know, man. I just think now's a really, really good opportunity to build a really big squad. You sell it to them that, hey, you're going to get minutes. We're going strong on all fronts. There's no more of this, you know, oh, we've got to prioritize one thing over another bollocks. We're going straight. This, you know, kind of this is Tottenham sort of thing. Like I really kind of want to say it with some chest. Finally, do you know what I mean? Big up,
yeah.
Kate.
How you doing, Kate? You all right?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. What's crack-a-lacking?
You've got some real twats in your chat tonight. Keep spamming
do a little
it.
cheeky subscriber only.
Yeah, Jimbo said make him a mod because
no, he wasn't a mod. Here we go.
I think Gabby Abdonlahor has come in and is spamming your chat with "It's not fair. It's not fair.
It's not fair."
Oh, do you know what? You have reminded me. Do you touch on this real quick? This bloody twat. Sorry, pardon my fucking language. I'm a grown man. This dude on TalkSport, all he wanted to do, literally all he kept going on about was 2 17th place finishes. How can they do it? And why is it so difficult for people to comprehend the fact that there's 12, 15, 18 years previous where we actually did quite all right. Like it's sort of money in the bank. And I just don't understand why they're not, because it's almost like it's to the point now where it sounds like it sounds stupid. You're supposed to be a professional. Like come up with let's come up with actually something that you could go at us with. Let's actually come up with something that's got a little bit of, you know, I don't know, a thread to it. Because it's just preposterous to me that you only want to think about the last 2 years and then be like, I don't understand. I just don't understand how they're doing it. I don't understand why Sandro Tonali would want to go to Spurs over Newcastle. Well, number one, I'm sorry, but apart from the town centre, apparently, Newcastle's a bit of a shithole. And it's, and London, a bit of a shithole as well, but I guess not as much of a shithole as Newcastle.
It's definitely a little bit of a shithole, London, isn't it? It's definitely a bit of a
what I mean? It's only
problem,
a little bit of a shithole compared to that cesspit up north. So,
someone said there's a bomber coming. There's a bomber dropped that Tottenham have put in a bid for Rafael Leao from 86 Longo. Kate, I don't know what to make of this because it was Romano came out earlier on saying ain't no bombers for Rafael Leao that Tottenham aren't interested.
Ain't no bombers gonna drop.
Only bombers when I go live. Ain't no bombers gonna live. Ain't offer made to Leao by Tottenham. Scoop from 3 days ago on my YouTube channel. On his YouTube channel. Man's got 150,000 followers, Kate. But Romano says, no, Savio is 1, 2, and 3 in the priority list. What are we saying here?
No, guys.
Well, I've got to be honest and say I hope Romero is wrong. No, Romano, not Romero. Sorry, I haven't even had a drink. Look, you got another bloody spammer.
What is?
If Savio is 1, 2, and 3 priority, I'm going to be devastated, first of all. Second of all, I've seen someone else put out that we've put in a bid for Leao as well. I think it was yesterday, someone, or it was on the telly or something. So I don't know what to think anymore. Shawnee, I only come on here because, bombers only drop when you go live. So I thought I'll come on and get
There's a Sizzy as well, apparently. There's a Sizzy exclusive, apparently, as well. What are we doing here? Okay. Oh, he's saying it. He's saying it a couple of hours ago. I didn't see this because it was during the game. I knew I'd seen it somewhere. Tottenham have been in contact with Leao's camp in recent days. Spurs hold a long-standing interest. No decision made yet. Many candidates under consideration. As mentioned previously, Gakpo not viewed as a priority target as of today. His agent has spoken with many clubs. Kate, what are we doing here? Okay, has Romano been replaced though? Is he no longer the guy? What are we doing? He's winding me up. Look, there seems to be so many ITKs at the minute. I think I'm going to go and buy myself a load of subscribers on X and become an in the know and just post out a load of nonsense. I don't know what to believe. We're linked to everyone, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I even want Leao, but I know I want him more than I want Savio. Let's talk about that then. Because if Savio is priority 1, 2, and 3, I mean, first and foremost, like that for me is not the way that you go about. If you're using Romano as like a PR thing, like push. Why would you say that? Because you put all of the leverage in the hand. I've got a hair in my eye. Can you see that hair on my eye? Yeah.
Like is that what that is? Jesus.
What's going on there?
Hang on, I saw a horror movie with that once, and he just kept pulling and pulling and pulling. It was awful.
It's a threat.
Awful. And I just want to say if there's any Geordies in the chat, I'm disgusted with myself. I'm absolutely sorry that I've said what I've said. You're beautiful, and I love yous. So please, we don't have to sell, Gabby. We don't.
It's not true. There's no FFP, Gabby. There's no FFP. What there is though is a 2-inch long hair on my eyebrow. What is going on? I think I got you that time. Yeah, he's gone now. He's gone. All right, listen. Listen. What are you doing, lads? Fuck whoever these people are that are fucking spamming. Fuck off. Go and do something else with your Friday night. You absolute fucking idiots.
Get off with your lie.
Right, Savio, Kate. Savio. Why do you say you don't want him? I just think it's a lot of money and he's not shown me anything at all that makes me want him. Jimbo really likes him. So I have to not like him because we don't agree on anything when it comes to football. But no, seriously, I just think that we could probably get better. If I'm honest, I'd be a little bit underwhelmed because he's had a couple of seasons at City and he's just not set my world on fire. Should we put it that way? Yeah. How much would you pay if Tottenham want him? Would you get if De Zerbi's like, no, he's the guy? And I don't know if he is the guy because Tottenham were interested in him last summer before De Zerbi came around, right? So I feel like this is a club thing rather than a manager thing. And maybe De Zerbi's like, okay, you gave me everything else, and maybe we do this one thing for you. I don't know, right? But for me, I'm just like, I don't really. It's a price thing. It's not necessarily a player thing because I'm sure there's definitely a talented guy in there that can do more than maybe what he's shown at Manchester City. Now, Johnny winds me up with this one. I love Johnny to pieces, right? But he winds me up because he always says, well, we know Savio's playing on the wrong side for Man City last season. And I'm like, no, he was playing on the wrong side the season before, bro. When he was at Girona, he was a left winger. His first season at City, he was a right winger. This season, he was put back to a left winger spot again, but didn't get any minutes. But Johnny maintains he's a right winger. And I'm like, he's not a fucking right winger, Johnny. He's versatile, but he's better on the left than he's on the right. But Johnny maintains that he's better on the right than he's on the left. Where do you guys sit on this debate?
I don't know. I'm a lesbian.
Oh, fuck. Don't worry about it. I'm kicking him out as soon as I can. Kicking him out. Sorry. Kate. Listen.
Kate.
I've been called a lot worse, let me tell you.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
It's all good.
Don't worry about
that. I agree with you, Sean, with what you said. But going back, I wouldn't be paying anywhere, not even 1 penny piece over 40 mil. I think that's what the chat basically said.
40 mil,
that's the top whack. I mean, they was throwing around 60, 70 mil, weren't they? But I mean, that's just madness. So,
what about you, Drewski? What are you saying, mate? Savio, is he for you? And if so, at what price? At what point?
I don't.
What price point? Sorry, I forgot the word price in there. At what price point?
I'd probably even think that given the last 18 months, I even think 40 mil is pushing it. I think if it was Savio, I genuinely think loan with an option, and I wouldn't be doing a penny over 35 based on the best outcomes.
35.
And to be honest with you, I'd probably be looking to have him for a season, probably play him as backup, probably, unless he was absolute lights out. I think someone like Leao is potentially going to come in and be head and shoulders above him. I don't really rate the kid. That's not to say he's not a great footballer. I just don't know that if you're Manchester City is one of those places where if you're leaving Manchester City, you're either retiring, you're going to Real Madrid, or you're falling off. And I think he's falling off a little bit, and I think our aspirations should be a little more than that.
Yeah, I hear you. Listen, for me, the stack rank of wingers for the left spot specifically has to be. What's that?
I say that's easy for you to say. That's the stack rank. Stack rank.
Stack rank. Yeah.
The old stack rank.
The old stack rank for me is numero uno of the people that we're linked with, right? So we're linked with who? Gakpo, we're linked with Rashford, we're linked with Nusa, we're linked with Almala,
wingers.
We're linked with Savio, we're linked with
all of the wingers.
Leao.
Yeah.
I personally want to see Leao number one. Leao number one, probably Nusa number two, number three, Rashford, number four.
Even Rashford's another winger, right? They're just wingers.
But if you're going to bring in a Kroopy, you always got to be thinking about how do they interact and doing the Trump thing. Listen, quite honestly, I think it's important to gesticulate a little bit. I think sometimes you get the point across a little bit easier if you do this and you do that and you do that more than anything. I think that for me, Leao number one, number two, Nusa. I like him, but Nusa can concern me a little bit because I think he's predictable and his desires to always cut in. That's predictable at the top end of the game. So he needs to be able to work on his outside game. Number three, Rashford. And again, the reason for Leao and Rashford above most of the others is not because they're better wingers, it's because they're better inside forwards. And the reason why that's important for clarification is because if Kroopy really is the desired target, then he's going to want to come a little bit deeper, pick the ball up, flick things on and interact, and interoperability, new word for you there, Drewski, with regards to people around him. And so you don't necessarily want wingers who just want to hug the touchline, sit, wait, and whip. You want people that are going to come in and feed off of the food that is put on the table by players like Krupi, or players like Maddison, or players like Xavi, or whatever else. And so I'm happy to have an inside forward on the left and on the right, if that's the way we're going, for a system that incorporates switch hitters from the 6 and the 8 and the double pivot, which is what we have. How many different fucking phrases can I slide into a point?
So fucking what did you say?
Interoperability.
Interoperability.
Yeah. Interoperability.
Yeah, no.
It's relevant. It's relevant. Okay. For me, if you're going to have the players that we're seemingly targeting, it all has to link up. You have to zoom out a little bit and think about not just the player, but how do they interact within the system. And for me, inside forwards, for me, are slightly more curious than natural wingers for a system that includes Krupi Jr. as the 9 who wants to come a little bit deeper. He can't do that. And then you not have inside forwards that want to get in and finish their dinner for you.
Well, you could also
if that's what you want to do. You need to have inside forwards, not wingers. For me,
well, this is the beautiful thing. This is why I've kind of been wanting to talk to you about how we think we're going to play, because from what, and I've been trying, just for my own benefit, not to try and regurgitate it for everybody, because there's enough info out there for everybody to go and have a look, but I've been watching videos from a couple of years ago that went into depth about Roberto De Zerbi and sort of, what people have been saying about him. And I'm talking, when I say people, like people in the game, people that are like the likes of your Pep Guardiolas and you Jurgen Klopps and the real top tier managers that genuinely believe that this guy is onto something with his tactics and he could sort of, be up there with the next generation of big coaches that actually comes through. And then you listen to some of these freaking journos that I just honestly can't stand and don't know how they get airtime, turning around and saying, he's a fad and he was never really going to do it. And then they're really surprised that he's done it, and they're surprised that he's being given a chance. And, he's overpaid, and what has he really done? And all right, the proof will be in the pudding, and I'm happy to be muddied, but I have given the shit that we were in last year. And we all know it because we are genuine Tottenham fans, and we lived and breathed it for every week for the last 18 months, 2 years, that we saw how desperately bad our club was. And actually, what a difference and what a breath of fresh air this man has brought to this team, this dressing room. And when I say breath of fresh air, I'm talking different. This is completely different to Ange breath of fresh air. And let's not kid ourselves. When the big man came in, we were all a bit like, I'll take a little bit of this guy, mate. Do you know what I mean? But it fell flat pretty quickly, and you sort of saw through, unfortunately, sort of the layers, and there weren't many. This guy is different. This guy sucks you in. I can sit there and just listen to this guy, and he's thoughtful and he's meticulous in his response, and he's very good at English, but he's still got an interpreter next to him because he wants to make sure that he's understanding exactly what's being said so that he can say exactly what's needed. And those are the I's dotted and the T's crossed that we have not had in a while. This is a genuine football man. And I think this is why they're giving him the keys. I think, hey,
I heard you speak about me. I just want to say thank you, Drewski.
I know, genuinely, I like a
Beetlejuice. When you say my name, when you talk about me, I turn up and say, hey, this a guy, he knows about the Roberto De Zerbi. Hey, it's okay. Don't worry, everything is okay whilst the Roberto is here. And I'm only going to be here until I'm unhappy. And then I say, hey,
hang on a minute. I've got to pick you up on that, right? Okay, the reason, the reason he left Shakhtar was because of a war. There's nothing you can do about that.
They said
But then he
I
goes
pick
to-
up a gun or I pick up my fucking P45. That's how
And
I
I
fucked
said,
off
give
to
me a
England. That's it.
P45. The most I can get is a paper cut from the P45. But no, like in all seriousness, right? So he leaves there.
P45. I don't know. I like my chances in the England.
Right. So he picks he comes so then he goes to Brighton, and in fairness, right, he does a lot with what's there.
Hey.
He gets them over the hump that Graham Potter couldn't get them over.
Hey.
He's got them playing some fantastic football. And it, like, you know, there's a tiny part of my brain that thinks, well, actually, do you know what? Look what he did with Danny Welbeck. Maybe he can get a tune out of Richalison. And then I fucking hit myself in the dick and realize that's stupid. Anyway, that's not my point. That's not my point. Because, you know, that's for another channel. But, like, this is why I got so much faith in this guy. But to be
rabbit hole after dark.
right. But to be fair, right? So he then leaves. He leaves Brighton because Brighton don't match his ambitions. Because he turns around and says, "Hey, look at what I've done. Give me a little bit. Give me some more." And he wants a little more, and they're like, "Hang on a minute. We work with these constraints. I'm sorry about it. I know you want this, but we can give you that." And he's like, "Hang on. I'm a little bit loftier than that. I got bigger aspirations than that." So they say, "Okay, sorry, no worries about it." Then he goes to Marseille, which I'm sorry, worse than Newcastle. Absolute shithole.
Look at
Douse it in petrol.
You're trying to get back on the side of Newcastle fans by
Why am I douse it in petrol? Douse it in petrol and turn on the fucking flames, man. Marseille is an absolute shithole. Day 54 in the Big Brother house, and Drew is finally coming to his senses. Marseille is absolute shite. Anyway. So you can't blame the guy for leaving that absolute trash heap. And then what does he do? He comes and saves us, and then he gets us playing better football than we've seen in God knows how long. And then they serenade him at the end of the season, and he gets choked up while he's looking at the East Stand. I mean, come on. If there isn't anybody else here that doesn't have a little lob on, then I don't know what we're doing.
No. I'll tell you what we are going to do before we get any further. There's 10 super chats that have been waiting to be called out. And I want to say thank you to all of you. Just give us 2 seconds. Let me get through these because there's a lot of them here. Big up to you all. He says, random number. Big up to random number. He says, money better spent on here than the webcam sites.
Wait till the end. Wait till the very end.
In the nicest possible way, random number. Listen, the webcam sites, I've been there. I haven't been on them, but I've been on those sites before. When you needs are going to need. You know, big up to you. Thank you very much indeed, mate. Appreciate you. Feel free to hang around before you pop off for the other platforms. You know, other platforms do exist, are available. Big up to you, random. Thank you very much indeed, my man. Loves Music says, surely top 3 is on the cards. Kate, is top 3 on the cards?
Well, according to Jim, we're going to win the league. Jimbo's convinced that's what De Zerbi's going for, and he said with 1 game a week, why not? For me, I think we can get top 6. That I know I'm so negative, but that's what, until I see who we bring in the front line, that's where I'm sitting. Okay,
let me ask you the same question then. I asked Drew. If you do bring in a front 3 that is like realistic, let's say you go and get a Leao or a Nusa or a Rashford or someone. I'm not even going to put Nusa in it because I think Nusa is like one that can prove himself over time, and he's a good player, very good player. Mm-hmm. Same with El Mala, same with Abdi. All these guys are like, you know, they're not names, right? But like a Rashford or a Leao is like a shirt seller, a bums out of seats type of guy. If you bring that in, if you bring in whoever, like Marmoush or Krupi seem to be the 2 names we're looking at in that frontline spot. Although it's interesting, like Marmoush wasn't even like starting for Egypt in the World Cup, was he? So like, got to be a little bit questioning there. Like, what's going on He smashed it out of the park. 1 season wonder at Frankfurt. Comes to City, doesn't do anything. Doesn't really get much of a chance in the World Cup for Egypt. Obviously screwed up in the AFCON for Egypt as well in the final there. I don't know. There's a little bit of a question mark there about. I mean, I personally would get over it and sign him because I think he's talented and unbelievable.
This is one of those things, right? He was yin-yanging really nicely with what's his face? Ekitike? Yeah. So then Ekitike goes.
At Frankfurt he was, yeah. Frankfurt he was, yeah.
And then he moved to, and then he was what? And then he moves to Man City.
He moves to Man City, and then, but like you've got like Saibari is ahead of him in the pecking order at Egypt, and he's a young kid who's just gone to Bayern Munich, and I think he's a super talent. Saibari, unbelievable player. But my point being, Kate, if you were to go and get a striker of the Kupi or Mamouche level, and you were to go and get a left winger that was a needle mover and a name and a bums out of seats and a guy that terrifying on his day, and then if you were to get someone else to throw in there, but even then on a starting 11 where you've got like Micky van der Ven, Senesi, Van Heck, Porro, Fernandez, Tonali, front four of, let's just say, for example, Leao, Krupi, James Maddison, and Kudus. If that 11 can stay fit, what's possible for Tottenham next season? Where does that 11, if it stays fit and it clicks, which is obviously massive variables, but if that is Tottenham capable of being, obviously, I think we all think that Arsenal are going to run away with it next year, right? But like, are we capable of being the best of the rest?
We're capable, of course we are. I mean, I think I don't want to be the sensible, boring bitch, but you've got to look at it. Doesn't really matter what we do. You've also got to take into account what these other teams do as well, like Liverpool, like the Chelseas. Obviously, Chelsea have only got one game a week as well.
But do you not think the upheaval with that lot is the reason that we might dare to dream, Kate, that we might think of a future with silver cups and raised arms again? No?
Drew, you're making me moist. I've got to be honest with you.
I did see. I saw it coming. I saw it coming in the air tonight.
Anything can happen.
Oh Lord!
With that picture you've painted, Sean, and the image that Drew has just put in my brain, then yeah, I could see us getting top 3. But I'm staying where I am with my feet on the ground and letting Jim go full. We're winning the league.
So you're just like top 6, and not even Champions League.
Not until I know what we're doing in the forward line. If we get the forwards you're saying, I'm going Champions League.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right, let's crack on with the super chilly chit chats. Big up to Lars Media. Thank you very much for that one, mate. Hotspur 63, member for 34 months. Big up to you, mate. Thank you for the loyalty. He says, good evening, all. Krupi incoming. Have Tottenham changed? Let's hope so. Yeah, looks like we have changed. Looks like we're changing. We're in the chat. We're changing of the guards. All thanks to my man. I'm not going to mention his name, but
yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be here now. We wouldn't be here today sitting here if it wasn't for fucking Daniel Levy doing his thing.
Kate is
it's becoming a thing. It's becoming a thing. Great, we're going to go. Sorry to all the epileptics out there. We're going to give people fits. Come on.
Big up to David Tanswell with a new membership. Big up to you, mate. Thank you very much indeed, bro. Looking forward to meeting you on the membership show, which we're going to do this week, or maybe Sunday or Monday. Big up to you, mate. Thank you very much indeed. Ratatata Ulrika Karkar says, don't want Krupi for the price. One good season. Shawnee wanted Wissa last summer, and look at him now in the mud. How am I taking stuff? What are we doing here, Ulrika?
Hang on a minute.
What about Gift Auburn, if we're going to go down that road?
Absolute strays. Abs catching more strays than Battersea Dogs Home.
This is why you can't have nice things. Okay? You lot are absolute. Yeah, you know what you are. You know what you are. I haven't brought this one up for a while. You lot. You're not very nice. Hi, guys. Hi. Hi there. It's the GC. I don't like your banter. I don't like it. You know, it's not nice. You don't remember the things that I said that I was right about. It looked weird with the beard, didn't it? Looked weird with the beard. Last time I put
terrifying. Jeez.
Rika's coming after me. I don't mind it in a super chat session. Rika, what happened to you, girl? Joe Gilligan, big up to you, says, might be the beer talking, but if Atletico want Romero and we have money to burn, surely we should be going all out for Alvarez. Yeah, I think that one's a stretch too far, I think, personally, Joe. I think he's going to come to... He wants to go to Barcelona. If he wanted to come to the Premier League, he'd go to Arsenal, but he doesn't want to come back to England. He likes the weather. He likes the warm weather, right, Kate?
Yeah, I mean, we had people in the chat earlier saying we should go all out for Barcola. But again, you know, there is a food chain, and we've got to accept that maybe Alvarez, Barcola, that level are just that bit too far at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. I think, Drew's gone for a wank, apparently, in the chat. Why, guys? Why? Big up to chat.
It was the Gemma Collins picture that done him.
Big up to Joe. Kay Cavallettis says, hear me out, Butler. All right, I'll hear you out. What are you saying? We will be top mid-season, and then RDZ will convince Harry Kane to come back in January. We can dream, can we? Now sing the Prince song. Oh yeah. Harry Kane, Harry Kane. I only wanna see you when you play at White Hart Lane. Harry Kane, Harry Kane. Yeah,
you ain't got a bad voice, Sean, to be fair. I'm quite impressed.
I only wanna see you when you play at White Hart Lane. Harry Kane. Is there any chance? Drewski?
If Bayern are out of the Champions League, possibly. Depending, I mean, I guess it depends on this summer, right? Like if he signs a contract, an extension at Bayern, then absolutely not. If he moves somewhere else this summer, then absolutely not. So it's a bit of a pipe dream. But if he doesn't sign anything, stays there, and he's about letting his contract run down or something like that weirdly happens, and they're out of the Champions League and he's available, I mean, why not go for it? I mean, you'd be stupid not to, because you could get another couple of years out of him, absolutely, for sure.
He's at his best. He's better than
like
ever.
Peak Harry Kane, yeah, like peak.
People
peak
at 26, 27.
No, I suppose you could
peak at 18. This guy's like a fine wine. He's like an
let's just play with 4 10s.
Yeah, he gets better with age, Kate.
Like my husband, Timbo's birthday on Sunday is going to be 64. Like fine wine every year. He's just more gorgeous to me.
There you go. You know, there you go. You're getting moist again, there, Kate. Shit. Oh no, I slipped. Sorry, guys. Someone bring me a towel.
Get out.
What are we doing here?
By the way, I feel like I've been fucking Mandelaed, right?
Okay.
You know the old Mandela effect? You know, when saying's what you thought it was, but it actually turns out it's something else?
Yeah, talk to me.
Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
You mean Lamau?
Lamine Yamal.
Yamal. Yes. What about him?
You mean Lamau?
Lamine
Yamal.
Yeah, you had to think about it though, didn't you? I'm telling you, I've been fucking. I've been Mandela. It's a conspiracy.
What are we doing? It's not a conspiracy. His name hasn't changed. What are we doing here?
I feel it's definitely changed. It was definitely Yamin Lamau at some point, and now it's Lamine Yamal.
Only in your
either
mind.
that or I've been fucking Mandelaed.
Yeah,
I have been Mandelaed. All right. Well, yeah. Anyway, that was just something I wanted to bring up.
All right, fair enough. Let's crack on with the chit chat.
Yeah, crack on. Sorry, crack on. With
the says Villa closing half their ground, even less money next year.
Yep.
Gabby, you ain't got a clue. You've not got a clue, Gabby. 1-8. Sydney versus Chelsea Wait, what's this? Oh, August the 1st. Do you in Australia? Do you do it the American way? Do you do it then? Oh no, that's the English way as well, isn't it?
Fucking hell, what is going on tonight? What is going on?
I thought it was something else. I thought, wait a minute, no. That's one of those things you were talking about. Then it's the old Mandela effect.
Tell you, it's the Mandela effect, isn't it?
August the 1st, Sydney versus Chelsea.
He's 1-8 Sydney.
Big up to the Coys down under. Big up to the Coys down under. Big
up
to you, mate. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Fucking Gabby Agbong Lahore.
Ronnie's becoming
really. I think I'm a bit fucking stupid, really.
That fucking guy. What an idiot.
It's not fair.
It's not fair, though. How can they spend so much money and we can't spend any money? How?
Can't stand him. Cannot stand him.
Yeah, he's a donut, isn't he?
Absolute bozo.
He is the example, children. Not that any children are what I hope there's no children watching. But he is the example that even if you don't have
Jasper's watching,
I don't know, street smarts or book smarts or general smarts, don't worry. You can still get yourself to positions of influence. You know?
Yeah.
Are we doing it?
Sorry, we keep on derailing it. Get through it. Sorry, comments. Sorry.
Big up to Ronnie. Thank you very much indeed, my man. Thank you very much for the super chat, mate. Looking forward to the membership. Looking forward to meeting you, bro. Sunny as Life says RDZ will get a tune out of Solanke, so we need a winger more than anything. I think Leao is the Son replacement we need. Love that. Love that, Sunny is Life. Are you going to change your name to Leao is Life? That'd be nice if you did. You know, update the naming, the nomenclature of your account. Well, who's your? So I've already told you my top 5 in list of pecking orders, right? For me, it's Leao number 1, number 2, possibly Nusa, possibly one of the other guys. But Rashford's fine as well. I like the idea of an inside forward personally. If we're going to get croupy. Then after that, you can bring in the Almalas, you can bring in the Abdis, you can bring in the Savio. For me, is right down the bottom. I don't mind it if that's the direction we go in. I'll be fine. I'll be absolutely fine. I'm fine. But he's not the top of my list. Drew, name me 5 in which order of left winger targets would you go for?
I think I can't really fancy Leao. And it might all go to shit, right? We just don't know. But I'm really liking the idea of Leao, then Nusa. I'm really not into. I think it would have to be Rashford after that. Am I just copying your list? I wasn't even paying attention. I promise. Not that I wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention, just not trying to copy. You know, fuck. Anyway, don't want Savio. Really, I just don't think he's got it. And I think. I was really impressed with Leao. I've been impressed all while he was at Milan. He won a championship with them, so he does know what it takes to go all the way. He's a big lad. He's good with both feet. Like you say, he's a bit more of an inside forward, but he doesn't mind going to the byline. I don't know, man. There's just something about him, and I think if you do have enough players that have been there and done it in terms of Premier League experience, then I think you can afford maybe to cast the net a bit wider in 1 or 2 positions and not restrict yourself. Because I just don't know what it is about Gakpo, but I've just not seen him. And maybe this is unfair because his numbers aren't horrible, but I think I just expected in a Liverpool team that was doing so well at the time, with players around him that were doing so well in their positions, I guess maybe I just expected him to kind of excel a little bit. And maybe that's bad, you know, maybe that's unfair. Maybe that's on me not to expect as much. But I just think he really had the opportunity to kind of excel. And I just don't know that he has. And as I say, I don't know. As I say, maybe I'm saying that out loud and maybe that's just really unfair. I don't know, chat. Am I being really unfair? I just think, yeah, I think Leao, and again, Noose is a really unknown commodity. So I guess in terms of been there and done it, Leao, Rashford, Nusa, Gakpo, Savio. And then I don't really honestly know enough about the others that you've mentioned to really, you know, Almara and all that sort of thing. I don't really know enough about them to give you.
They're really good breakout seasons.
Yeah,
Almara.
And I just don't know. Like, is breakout season? You know, given sort of the way that we're led to sort of believe that we're feeling about the youngsters at the moment. You know, I mean, Mikey Moore's probably going back out on loan. Vuskovic has been sold. You know, there's question marks over how much playing time Archie Gray and Berghvall are going to get. This guy really looks like he wants professionals that have sort of been there and done it, and he wants 2 players for each position and then a couple of sort of floaters, maybe a couple youngsters. So really, do you want somebody with a breakout season? I mean, is this really the time to be pulling somebody out and sort of dropping them into that? I think
he made the point. He wants his prem proven players, doesn't he, Kate? He's interested in anyone we signed so far is prem proven. Nobody outside of the Premier League, and you know, it looks like we're going to carry on that train. So on that basis, if that's the case, then Cody, would you take Cody Gakpo?
Me?
Yeah,
I would. I would take him. I'd take him over Savio, to be fair. I also think Matoma has come out today that he don't look like he's going to stay where he is. So I think Matoma is an option. I would probably, if I had to pick, probably put Almala above Leao, which is probably going to be a little bit controversial. But I really like him. And Leao...
Because of Johnny's takes.
Yeah. I think...
But Johnny doesn't even know which side Savio's supposed to play on.
The thing is,
I'm joking, Johnny. If you're watching, I'm joking. Well, actually, I'm not joking, bro. You're just fucking flat out wrong on that one. So
there's so many people that say Leao's lazy, so it gives me a little bit of nerves. And I wouldn't touch Rashford with a barge pole. I don't want him in any way, shape, or form. Rashford? No, I do not. I think he is the most overrated player, or one of the most overrated players in the world. He had one absolutely brilliant season for Man United. Apart from that, I think the best thing he's done is serve up school dinners. So I don't want him anywhere near Spurs. He's got a massive ego. He downs tools when he gets the ump. So he's on the hit list.
Is the English Rafael Leao, though? And he's capable of moments of magic that are like unplayable, but just doesn't do it often enough.
Yeah, which I don't want. And when he gets the ump, he downs tools. We've seen him do it. And he would... You know, I just think he would upset the dressing room. He's going to have ridiculous wage demands. I think he is massively overrated. So I don't know much about.
What if you could get him? What if the deal was? So you say that he didn't get integrated back into United. They just wanted rid of him, and you could do a deal for 25 million, and he wasn't going to do any more than, I don't know, 220 grand a week. You know what I mean? You're not going to go over the odds. If you could get him for realistic money, like, is there a point where you would be like, all right, do you know what?
No.
Let's see if we can make this work. No, all
No,
right.
I don't like him. And it's nothing to do with him being black. People tell me I'm racist. I've seen someone put that savage racism.
Where did that come from?
Someone just put that I'm racist, and it's nothing to do with racism.
Oh, I had this bloke on, because I put out on Twitter yesterday or 2 days ago. Yeah. I was like, sorry, like, I'm okay with the idea of Jed Spence leaving. You know, I feel like the idea that he's not like known as a troublemaker is crazy. And I had people coming after me going, "Oh, look, he's playing the racist part." What?
I'm literally the least racist person ever because I hate everyone. Don't matter what colour they are.
Well, did you see? By the way, did you see Jed Spence's interview on ITV?
No.
Where the dude was there because they're obviously facing Norway, so they've been getting everybody's takes and stuff like that. And Jed Spence did an interview, and the dude was like, "So Haaland, he's a deadly finisher, isn't he?" Or he's like, "What's the best thing about Haaland? What's the most dangerous thing about Haaland?" And Jed Spence is like, "Probably his finishing." And the commentator's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Have you ever seen anything like it?" And stone cold, he looks at him and goes, "Yeah, Harry Kane."
Yeah.
And it's just fucking cold. Just like, yes, it is Harry Kane.
Did you also see Ed Sheeran doing the sing-along, singing a lullaby to the England players? And the England players were like, I mean, it's not the same, is it? Like, and like an audience with Ed Sheeran to like 100 people that would never get a chance to have a close up with Ed Sheeran.
Like
everyone will be doing this, but footballers get paid like just as much, if not more, than Ed Sheeran, and they're always just sort of sitting there going, "Why is he singing us lullabies?"
Yeah, right.
Surely, quick question. Someone's just put in the chat that Noosa's not very physical. I don't know if that's true. I don't know much about him, but also you could say that Junior Krupe is quite slight, shall we say?
Yeah.
Not the most physical player. So, you know, should we be looking for more physicality, or I mean, what do you think?
Look, I mean, he is Prem proven though to a degree, but then people like Solanke was Prem proven. He spent 60 million quid or whatever it was on Solanke, right? And everyone now doesn't rate Solanke. So like, I don't really understand the consistent logic of like, I don't rate Solanke. We bought him on one season from the same fucking football club, by the way, right? Mm-hmm. He had one good season in his career, but then they go, "Would you want Krupe?" Fuck yeah! Get me Krupe in. Bring me Krupe. He's unbelievable talent. He's had one good season. I know he couldn't have had too many good seasons because he's only a kid, but like,
but
the same logic.
I did not see Arsenal, Barcelona, PSG, every man and their dog sniffing around and asking
how much of that is true, though, Drew? How much of that is true? Is it just the press like trying to drive the price up from the agents? You know, I'm not sure
and
that's
also,
so. I'm not sure that's true.
According to Sizzy, he said that no one wants to bite at the money that Bournemouth are even like. They're not even saying that they will sell him, but if there's any truth to the valuation, it's 85 million. Well, then Arsenal aren't interested, PSG aren't interested. Like, there's always a price point at which anyone's valuable.
We touched on this earlier. They've made their 80 million, 90 million pound mistakes. Now it's our turn. Let's make some big mistakes. Come on.
We made a 50 million quid mistake in Richalison. We made a 60 million mistake in
not enough.
In we made a 60 million mistake in Solanke. Now it's time to make an 80 million mistake in
exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those. I feel like there has just been more. And again, you don't know. It could all just be fluff and it could all just be a waste of time. But in the circles of football, there are names of players that teams have followed through the ranks and they keep a close eye on them. And if you look into Krupe Jr., there is a history of him being very, very good and showing a lot of potential consistently. And this is why I think all of the clubs are sniffing around him. And I just don't know that the same can be said for the likes of Solanke. And I just think if, you know, there are just times when I think everybody gets a little bit of excitement about a player. And I just, you know, it could all fall flat on his face. Could be the next big thing. Like Kate said, you just don't know. But I would like, you know, I'd like to give it a go. I think he'd look very nice in a lily white shirt.
Let's talk a little bit about some outgoings. So Richarlison's wanted apparently by Brazil and by Turkey, and we're finally starting to hear a little bit of rumours about Pape Sarr, who might be going as well to Turkey. Turkish media are saying that they're interested, but you can't take Turkish media too seriously. I learned that lesson. I got burnt. That bridge was burnt a couple of years ago when I went out with my dog Bugsy Malone, and I was like, Tottenham about to sign Ryan Nelson. The here we go is not yet dropped from Romano, but it has dropped over in Turkish media. That same thing happened with the goalkeeper, the current United goalkeeper. I did here we go bombers that never actually bombed. It was like a Second World War bomb that you discover about 20 years later and you go, oh, shit. Oh, no, what have I done? And so we don't know what's going on there. But out of Senegal, the rumours in the Senegalese media space is that Pape Sarr has been reassured that he's considered incredibly valuable to Tottenham. He's got to go, hasn't he? He's got to go, Drew. He's got to go.
What is this?
What is this? I want to play for Tottenham.
I mean, do you know what? I really like the kid. He's never been. I've never been offended by him. I just, you know, inconsistent for me. I think he'd do great at a mid-table club. So I suppose, we should be grateful to have him at the moment if the last 2 years or anything to go by. But I don't know. I don't know quite. He's going to be down the pecking order a little bit. And I think if we're going to be doing it looks like it's going to be Tonali Fernandez for most of the time, I would think, unless there's going to be a really even rotation or something. But I just don't know. He's got to be 4th, 5th, 6th in the pecking order. I mean, I would even put it, because I would like to see Archie Gray more in his natural position. I would be looking at giving Archie Gray more minutes than I would give Sarr.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. Kate, let's just talk about the midfield for a minute. So, in an ideal world, you need 5 midfielders, right? 5 central midfielders, probably for a season when you've got 1 game a week and then whatever we do in the cups. So if Tonali's one, Fernandez is the other, they're going to be the starting 2. I don't know if you include. I personally do include Gallagher as a central midfielder. I don't personally see him as, especially if Tottenham are going to go and look at, a 9 that can be an AM or whatever else. So on that basis, you got 3. Bentancur's 4. I still don't see the room for Gray and Berghvall, let alone Sarr. Unless you want to get rid of Bentancur and make some money back.
No. I don't want to get rid of Bentancur.
Okay.
The thing is with Sarr, I think he had that really good pre-season. Was it last season or season before? And I thought, this guy's turned a corner. And then he's kind of failed to live up to that. And he doesn't get consistent minutes. I put that out there. I don't think there's a space for him. For me, he's got to go. And I would cash in on Berghvall as well and keep Archie Gray, because I think Archie Gray has got more about him. I don't know. I know a lot of people really like Berghvall, but I'm just a bit disappointed with him. So, I mean, I would let them 2 go. I did say something today, which, a lot of people didn't like and a lot of people agreed with. So I wouldn't give a shit if Gallagher went, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I stick up to him for him to the hill with any rival fan because he's our player. But I'm a little bit disappointed in Gallagher, if I'm honest. I'd rather he went than Bentancur. Controversial, I know.
Interesting.
I mean,
I'd rather keep Gallagher. I think Gallagher's got more about him, personally.
Yeah. Jimbo does too.
If you're going to go high tempo, which is what De Zerbi wants to play, and you're going to try and go strong in at least two of a cup and the league, I think you need 6, at least 4 solid ones and 2 floaters. So I think Tonali. But
you only get 25. You only get 25 spots, Drew, right? So let's
but if you've got
2 times every position, right? 2 goalkeepers, 2 everything else, right? That's 22. Yeah. Plus, so you get 3 more spots. You need to have a 3rd goalkeeper, so that's 23, and then you get 2 more versatile players. So you get 2 more players to pick. If you're playing 2 central midfielders, that are 8, like a pocket 8, then you probably want to have a 3rd choice in there. So that means that you get 5, but you can't really have 6.
No, but I feel like, and I'm happy to be proved wrong, but I feel like that's the benefit of having or trying to persuade Archie Gray and Berghvall to stay, because they're at an age where I don't think they need to be registered in the Premier League squad. And if you keep them both for another year, they then become the homegrown club trained, which then kills 2 birds with 1 stone. So while I understand people's thought process of getting rid of them, I think you can be really clever and they can be 2 very, very good spots.
How many minutes? In a world where there's no real long-term injuries, how many minutes is Berghvall and Gray going to get next season?
I think that if you can be sold on the idea that obviously you've still got your 5 substitutes, that there's a good chance that you're going to play high-octane football and you're going to need to make substitutions 60, 70 minutes into games, and you can offer them 15, 20 minutes at the end of, most Premier League games and maybe give them starts in both the cups, and then sell them the potential that, hey, look, we're really going to make a push, and then there's European football next year, and do you know what I mean? There's every chance you could be, you know, you get more minutes there. I think there's a way of selling it to them. I think it's a meritocracy. I think they're 20 years old, and I think they need to know their place. And if that's not good enough for them, then fair enough. Fair enough.
Both. But you think you can convince? If what's your stack?
Because they're two different. Yeah, because I think they're two different positions. Because I think you can convince one to stay and be a 6, Archie Gray, and I think you can convince one to stay and be an 8, Lucas Berghvall. And I think you can say you're going to be playing in those positions.
Okay, so on the presumption then that Bentancur stays, Conor Gallagher stays, Sarr leaves, Bissouma's gone, you brought in, and Palhinha's not signing. So then you have those two. You have the two starters, right? On the presumption that there's no major injuries. If there's major injuries, it changes the whole game. We can't predict that. In a world where there's no major injuries, for the vast majority of games on a 1 a week situation, you're going to start with those two: the £85 million Fernandes and the £100 million Tonali, right? Correct. So who's the?
But to be honest with you, like not every. I don't think every game. I don't think every game you need to do that. I think you need to start. This needs to be a squad. And I think there is an argument to, yes, you would play them probably when you're playing the top 6. But I think
you're paying Tonali 275 grand a week, mate. You want to get every inch of value out of him for that money. And the other one's on 180 grand a week or something. I personally think if you had 2 games a week, if you had Champions League or whatever else, like season 2, I'm with you. But in terms of like season 1, this season, if there's no injuries, I think you are going to start Tonali and Fernandes most weeks. They are going to be the starting choice, unless there's like a horrible drop in form, or it doesn't click, or it doesn't work, or there's an injury. And then, if you would agree with that, guys, just on a general principle, and I don't disagree with you, Drew, that in a different world, that there's times when you go, oh, you know what, in this game maybe Gray can start. But I think those things are in the first season are reserved because you're only playing 1 game a week. They're reserved for maybe the Carabao Cup or whatever, right, or the FA Cup. But if you would agree principally that in a 1 game a week season that those two are going to be our starting double pivot, who's the first cab off the rank as a substitution? If Tonali needs to be like rested when we're in a situation to do so, who's the next guy? Is it Bentancur that comes off the bench?
I think it's a horses for courses, man. I really do. I don't know that there's an accurate answer for that, and not, because it's going to be...
There's games where Bentancur is going to stay on the bench and where Archie Gray is going to come on.
I think potentially. Otherwise, because for me, how are you ever really going to know if these kids can make it? Like, eventually you've got to push the bird out of the nest and see if they can fucking fly. Sure. And these guys have got to start from the beginning of a game at some point and understand the pressure of starting at the first minute as opposed to walking in a game. Because let's face it, if they're coming into a game with 20, 30 minutes to go, I'm Mr. fucking Brightside with rose-tinted glasses thinking that we're 2-3-0 up. It's pretty comfortable. There's not much at risk because I'm not naive enough to think that if it's 1-1 and we're really struggling and we actually need the points, that if they're not good enough, he's going to bring on one of the kids to like try and play a prime role in the last 10 minutes. But at some point, you've got to see if they can do it from the start. And I just think that in this day and age with football, with the tempo that he wants to play it and the fact that you can push, 3 or 4 players for 60 minutes kind of constantly and then bring in a backup and, give them the promise of kind of maybe more minutes than you realistically think that they can get, then I think there's room for both of them, and I think that they could be convinced. But I'm not, I'm prepared to die on the hill. I mean, if they think that they're better off somewhere else getting more minutes, then fair play to them. But at some point, you've got to start backfilling people because, as good as Tonali is, he's 28. So in 4 or 5 years' time, where's the next one? I mean, there's not an infinite pot of money. It's not Scrooge McDuck somewhere.
But De Zerbi doesn't give a fuck about 4 or 5 years' time. He won't be at Tottenham in 4 or 5 years.
Hey,
yay to me. Kate, let me ask you: who do you see as the natural first substitution?
Probably Bentancur. I rate Bentancur, I really do. And I think the fact that he's not going to be a starter, he won't be playing as much. I know he's suffered with injuries, but I think we can protect him a bit more. I don't think that getting a few minutes here and there is going to be enough for Berghvall. I really don't. And rather than loan him, I'd cash in on him because I don't think he's as good as everyone thinks he might be. I really got hyped up about this guy, probably overhyped him, but I don't see it now. I just don't really see it.
I think one of them has to go. Got to go.
Got to go.
Got to go.
I want to talk about. I just want to talk about my midfield for a second because one of them has got to go.
No, you're right though. Look, listen. In a world, Tonali and Fernandes are going to start in a game where you've got you're in the 75th minute and you're 3-0 up, 4-0 up against Coventry. Then sure,
the Olays are out.
Bring on Gray or Berghvall, right? But these guys don't think of themselves as 17-year-olds from the youth academy, right? Where you bring those people on, you bring on the Tyrese Halls, that sort of thing. They think of themselves as first-team players. They're not going to be satisfied with that. And then you go, fair. Okay, well, if it's 1-1 in a game or it's 2-1 or whatever, and then you go, we need to take off Tonali or Fernandes, whichever one they think is the more offensive of the two, and put on some defensive reinforcements to see it out. It's not going to be Berghvall and it's not going to be Archie Gray. It's going to be Bentancur or it will be Conor Gallagher. And so on that
most likely
on that basis, you cannot expect Gray and Berghvall to
hang on one second. Phil D. All right, I'm fully aware. I've just been giving pelters that yes, he just turned 26. Muppet is a bit fucking strong.
It's
all
Friday
right,
night,
you pillock.
Bro, of all of the comments that have been flying through tonight,
no, but that's one of them, man.
We've been called PDF files. You know what I mean? We've been called batty boys. We've been called lesbian accusations. There's been all sorts of things. To be called a muppet is actually quite a compliment on tonight's basis.
I'll tell you what, there's two words that are off limits. 2 words that are off limits: muppet and prick.
Especially after you did Kermit the Frog. To be fair, Muppet is quite accurate.
Exactly. I will knock the absolute shit out of you.
And apparently, Scott keeps on reminding me that I am slowly ticking off cities that I have pissed off the stream. Yeah, I'm very sorry to the Brummies, very sorry to Newcastle and the Geordies. Sorry.
Howie, don't you worry about that, pet. It's all absolutely fine. Absolutely no problem. Let's just to finish it off though. For me, one of those two has to go. He's got to go. I can't for the life of me think that either of those two are going to be satisfied at Tottenham this year, unless there's an injury crisis again, which is entirely plausible.
And maybe this is the thing as well. You cannot legislate for that, and there's absolutely every chance that you need to pad this squad out a little bit because there has been, if we're led to believe everything that you read, De Zerbi absolutely does not push players, and he puts their health and wellness first. So if somebody's got the slightest, itch or niggle, he's going to say, "Hey," So I think you need to use every single one of those slots. And I can completely understand people saying, "No, keep one, loan the other." But I genuinely, if you're not gonna keep him, you got to sell him. There's no point in loaning them because you shoot yourself in the foot.
Go, and then someone else has to go, in my opinion.
I guess maybe Sarr and one of the two kids. There you go. And you say thanks very much. And I'm sure they'll go on to, and it's probably going to be Berghvall because we're going to, he's kind of said he wants to go, even though we've said no, you're not going anywhere. That's probably just to make it look like we're not desperate to get rid of him and we're going to put up some sort of fight. But you're going to get, 40, 50 million potentially return on a $12 million or £12 million asset or a £12 million, cost. So it's good business, and that's what we've all been crying out for, right? If somebody doesn't want to be here, you get as much, you cash in on them. Happy days. That's the 40 million in the coffers. Let's go again. Get somebody that does want to be here and is prepared to do 10, 15 minutes at the end of a game. Done. All right. Next subjects. Right. Where are we at?
Next. On to the next one. Kate, do you agree?
Yes. Next.
Next.
All right, Kate. Let me ask you, Kate, then. Listen, there's rumours out there that Tottenham are still looking at goalkeepers. What are we doing
I
here?
thought you was going to say there's rumours out there that Tottenham are backing for Colo Moana, and I was going to say,
oh,
please
well, we'll do that one if you want. We'll do that one first.
Yeah.
I
don't believe it.
No, neither do I.
No.
No. And the goalkeeper thing is a bit weird. I've got to be honest, it's a little bit weird. There was something I think Johnny. I was watching Johnny, and he was talking about this woman knows shit all about football. Yeah, okay, that's because I'm a lesbian. There was
who's this? Who's Jacob
Jacob Dubois. I know a lot.
Friday night, people. Can everyone just be a little bit less of a Kia?
Yeah, la 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 da 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 da.
I said that in a way that hopefully escapes the monetization. But guys, it's one rule: don't be a Kia.
Don't be a.
Yeah, that's it. Right. Or a muppet.
Or a prick.
I forgot what my train of thought. Oh yeah, the goalkeeper thing. Johnny was talking about a possible swap, wasn't it? Is it a swap deal maybe with Vicario and some geezer called?
Yeah, there's lots of links out there. Tottenham are still looking at goalkeepers from Italy, still looking at goalkeepers from X and Y. And I'm like, You've just given Kinsky the number 1 jersey. You've just told him he's the number 1, and you've just brought in Dubravka. Someone like there's no chance we're bringing in another one, are we? Or are we not?
Has he actually been given the one? Has he actually been given the number 1 jersey, or has it just been said out loud that he's my number 1?
I made it up, but I've made it up.
Made it up. There we go. This guy.
I'm wondering if I don't know where we go because Austin seems to have been here forever. But if De Zerbi is going to give Kinsky the number 1, but he's not 100% sure that he's fully trustworthy, because I've got to be honest, although Dubravka makes sense, if Kinsky had a wobble and Dubravka came in, I would be a little bit concerned because he's like getting on.
Dubravka's just been signed, so he's going to be number 2.
Okay, but is he?
You're not going to sign him and then stick him on the bench, are you? Or stick him on the 3rd tier.
Why?
Because you just signed him.
Yeah, free.
And probably giving him 80 grand a week to do nothing, to play fucking Sudoku.
Well, these goalkeeper links ain't going away.
They're not going away. That's true. They're not going away.
I'm doing a usual. I'm playing devil's advocate.
You can't do that. There's only one advocate of the devil, and it's moi ici. Okay?
And I'm just saying maybe he's not fully trusting of Kinsky. And like someone said, City did it. You know, top teams do have better seconds than Dubravka. I'm just saying. Wait a minute. Man United just signed the 38-year-old from Leeds, and didn't Arsenal just sign the ex-Leeds goalkeeper? Sommelier. What's his name? Meslier. But who's Arsenal have got Raya, and then have they got another one as well? Who's their other one? Well, I don't know.
They had the guy Kepa, didn't they?
Oh, that's it, Kepa Arrizabalaga. Look, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I just find it weird that these links keep coming out with another keeper. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. Don't shoot me.
Is it one of those things where if an opportunity comes up, you just have to, you know what I mean? Like I really, I get the sentiment, but we've all said at one point or another that we're too sentimental about things. Yes, Kinsky deserved, like currently as it stands today, Kinsky deserving to be number 1 is I think, a true statement. But if a world-class goalkeeper comes available on the market tomorrow and there's a chance that you can put money down and get him, then you have to take that situation on and you have to say, well, we're going to go in that direction.
So what? Hang on. If
Ruthless, merciless.
In a world where the Porto
in a world
where the Porto keeper comes available, what do you do?
In a world where there's a number one after a number one.
Who are you selling?
I would
Kinsky.
probably at that point, you would probably have to say, look, Kinsky, it is what it is, bro. We've got fucking, for example, Mike Mannion, right? I would take Mike Mannion over Kinsky. I think we probably all would, really, pound for pound. And I would say to Kinsky, look, this guy's become available.
I'm not sure.
All right. Well, yeah, we can agree to disagree.
I think we might have a superstar in Kinsky. I think he just needs to. Yeah,
we all said that about Vicario. I'm just saying.
What are you saying, Kate?
We all said that about Vicario. We had a potential superstar.
You never heard me say that.
Well,
people were waxing lyrical about fucking what's his bollocks the other day. The tree of a goalkeeper. Is it Paraguay? The kid that's 6'6". He's like 24 years old. And there was somebody, I don't know who it was. There was somebody in the chat. This sort of guy's out there and available. I would take him, but we get the likes of like a Dubravka. And I was like, hang on a minute, let me just look, because I've never heard of the keeper before. And yes, he was having a good game. And yes, he's a big lad. And yes, he got down and saved a couple of penalties. The dude has played professionally 54 times, 45 for club and 9 for country. And we're suggesting that something like that is worth going for, rather than getting a really solid backup in Dubravka that played 35 or 36 times last year and has been there and done it in the Premier League for 3 or 4 seasons. Or, more than that, really. So I don't know. And I think the fact that we have gone and done that probably says that Kinsky is staying. Huh?
We're done out here for keepers. We're not looking for any more keepers, really.
I think the fact that we've gone and got Dubravka as the backup tells me that Kinsky's staying. But I genuinely think that if some world-class thing becomes available tomorrow, you go for it.
Just quickly, Adam Phillip.
Oh,
I don't know how many times I have to be proven right in this community before people like you wake up and smell the fucking coffee, bro. But Mathys Tel is that's a tata in waiting. You will see.
Can I ask you, Sean? Sean, let me ask you.
Hell. You guys are proven wrong. All the bozos out there that said, no, he works hard, but his output's terrible. The stats prove his dog shit. As soon as the stats proved otherwise, don't look at the stats. The stats don't mean shit. I've seen the fucking goalpost moving shenanigans, Adam Phillip. I'm only slightly kidding because I've had a couple of booskies, but fucking relax on the Tel tape, people. He's proven you all wrong. You're just not willing to admit it. Same goes, Drew, ready for a... Same goes for Daniel Levy. All you Levy outers out there, you know you were wrong now, don't you? You know you were wrong now. You won't admit it. You'll never admit it. But he got us to this situation, and it's time to pay the piper. The piper must be paid. It must be paid.
Let me ask you a question, you bozo. If you woke up in the morning and the bomber was that Spurs had gone out in the middle of the night and signed Diogo Costa, would you? How would you feel about it?
Fuck Kinsky off.
Thank you. Right. Yeah. The defense rests.
100%. 100%. So, Kate, are you frozen? Or I thought you'd frozen, but you hadn't frozen. You were just smiling with a long. What's your stance, Kate? Were you doing some devil horn stance thing going on? Where should we finish? Let's finish on Jed Spence. Last player to discuss. Jed Spence. The rumours he's going to Everton. We haven't actually had a chat about this with anyone in the community about this in a live stream. Jedley King. this actually could go in like many ways, this conversation. So we might be around for another 10, 15 minutes. The Jedley King is wanted by Evertonians, 25, 30 million quid. I got called racist on Twitter.
Hey,
daring,
2 out of 3, boys and
he had a
girls.
bit of a bad attitude. If you haven't been called racist this week, then you're not trying hard enough. Kate, what is your take on the Jedley King scenario?
I like him. I like Spence. I think people are quite hard on him. But I don't mind if he goes, but that fee is ridiculous. He's an international. He plays both sides. It's craziness. Got to be at least 45 mil, in my opinion. But I like him. I do. I like him. I quite happily see him stay. I've got a feeling De Zerbi likes him. I think when he was asked at the end of the season about people's mentality, I think Jed was one of the ones that he mentioned. So I think this whole bad attitude thing has been blown out of proportion. I think Thomas Frank treated him badly by all accounts on things that have come out since, that he wasn't spoken to for days and blah, 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 blah. Like I say, I like him. But if he goes, it's got to be for a better fee than 25 million.
What's the price? What's the price to get rid of him?
It's got to be at least 40, 45, because he's, like I say, he's an international and he can play
50,
both sides. So he's versatile.
Yeah, he's got to be 50 plus for me.
Yeah.
Got to be 50 plus.
50 million for Jedley King.
Hey, well, so what happened, right, was so everyone can put on an English tax, but we can't. He can play like Kate said, he can play both sides.
Calm down, mate. I'm just asking for your justification.
Hey, listen, he can play both fucking sides. Fucking. You've got to put a tax on it. You've got to put a tax on it. I'm not having it.
If you like it, then you should have put a tax on it. It's as easy as that.
Right.
Do the dance, Kate. Do the dance.
There you go.
But do you want him to stay, though, guys? You want him to stay, yeah?
I think so. Because
Yeah,
what are you going to do? Like this? I mean, there is a point where you go, hang on a minute, there's a little bit too much movement, right? I mean, you want a few people that have been there. You've got to have some people that have grown, you know, you've got to start playing for the badge a little bit. He's been there. He's been in the trenches, been through the war. I think you start playing him on the right side. You know, I mean, you start really utilising him. I mean, Porro signed a new deal. That's right back, right wing back, locked up. If you play a flat back four, you can play either of them. If you decide you want to play 3-4-3 in some crazy world and you want to go with 3 centre backs, you can still play either of them. So there's versatility there already. And while I completely respect and appreciate your opinion, Sean, that Vanderson would be absolutely ratatata.
He is a ratatata.
That is probably about the only one that I'd be like, do you know what? All right, if you're going to get rid of him, then it's clearly an absolute upgrade. But with the caveat that it's still a bit of a risk because he's not Prem proven. And he had injuries last year.
But he can go forward.
Whereas Jedley is a bit of a tank. He's playing with fucking, looks like the bottom half of RoboCop's fucking mask going on at the moment.
Is there a point though? Like, forget about anything else. Just answer me this, Kate. Right? Is Jedley King a bit of a dick?
No. Misunderstood.
Well,
Sorry, Kate,
most men are, to be fair. At some point or another, apart from Drew, I take that back about you, Drew.
Yeah,
you're just a
that's
muppet.
What we're talking about. That's what we're talking about.
That's double deep.
I'm just a prick and a muppet.
That is double deep. Hang about.
No, do you know what I think it is?
No, fucking hang about.
Fucking balls deep, mate. I don't fuck around.
I think he's got a bit of confidence and a bit of
make
swagger.
This statement correct, Kate, because it's the last one you ever make on this fucking channel. You Go on.
I think.
No, I think
is Jedley King a bit of a donut?
No, I like him. I think he's got a bit of swagger, and I like swagger. You can call it attitude. I just think I don't know. I like him.
Sexism is allowed on this show, apparently. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was just reading that comment. Yes, it absolutely fucking is. What's your problem?
Most things are allowed on this show. Until we get cancelled, we push the boundaries on this show.
I hope you dried your hand. I hope you dried your hands before you started using the keyboard.
Someone did say wherever he goes, drama follows. So maybe there's a bit of dickhead about him. I don't know, but I like him.
He didn't even clap when Ed Sheeran finished his lullaby.
I don't blame him.
I absolutely respect that.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah, he's probably sitting there going, "Who deals this? Who this?" Can't even move his jaw at the moment, the poor kid. Do you know why? Because he was on the battlefield.
Even an ironically slow clap.
No, because that's almost worse. Did you know what? You know why when a company, you go for a job interview and a company has to call your last employer, and it's like they either say a nice thing or they don't say anything at all, and that's the don't say anything at all is worse. Like, no, absolutely, just sit there cold, like deadly. Just
I had a phone call with an advertiser, a potential advertiser, a couple of days ago, right? And we spoke for an hour, and then they got to the sort of the nitty gritty, and they gave me their kind of offer. And I was like, yeah, no, sorry. It's first of all, it's too many integrations. And second of all, the price per integration is not enough. And I was like, this is what he goes, oh, what's your counter? And I gave it to him. And we sort of finished the conversation. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. We'll, blah, blah, blah. And then I messaged them afterwards, like I always do, and say, thanks for the conversation. Hopefully we can work together. Didn't even get an acknowledgement. And I was like, that's almost, I'd rather get an acknowledgement saying, yeah, thanks, it's not for us. Than when I go out of my way to say thanks for getting in touch with me. I fucking have the common decency.
The dude's an assassin. He's an assassin. And for what it's worth, in times that he's needed to and been called upon, he has pocketed some very, very high class wingers. So I'm kind of here for it. I'm here for it.
Thomas Partey.
Yeah. And it's about time we started playing players in their actual positions. So
let me ask you guys a question. Would you? I know. We're all English here, but I know, Drew. I don't know if you are. You consider yourself English, still, don't you? You're supporting England in the World Cup, right? Would you play Jed Spence? Because I feel like there's a misconception, right? Most Tottenham fans think that Jed Spence's best asset, best attribute, best sort of the best part of his game is one-on-one defensively. Right, maybe more off the left than the right, but that's
one-on-one defensively on the left when a player is cutting in is his absolute best.
Specifically,
asset,
there,
sure.
he's world-class, right?
Yes.
Specifically, where he's world class. But on the right back side, maybe not so much. But Tottenham fans still generally think of him defensively as the better part of his game. But yet, since he's been playing in the World Cup, all of the feedback that I've heard on TalkSport, on Sky Sports, from every pundit, every coach, everyone has got an opinion. Is like, he's great going forward, but he's terrible defensively. And I'm like, it's such a weird dichotomy, because Tottenham fans would say the best part of his game is defensive and the worst part of his game is going forward. But yet the England ITK, whatever you want to call them, the media pundits would say that that's the opposite. Would you play him tomorrow night and give him the task of basically sitting touch tight to Mbappe and saying your only job tomorrow night is
Mbappe.
to
Mbappe? Does he play for?
Sorry, not Mbappe.
Norway.
Sorry. Sorry.
Nusa. Right.
The question I asked. I'm drunk now. The question I asked in the WhatsApp group earlier was if England get to the final, to the final against France. Same question is what I was going to ask. Not tomorrow night against England.
Let's just say if England were to play France, right? Because otherwise you're going to jinx it. So
if England were to play France in the final, would you give Jed Spence the task of handling Mbappe and expecting nothing more from him than just sitting there one-on-oneing him, or would you give it to Kwanzaa or whoever it is that's going to sit there and play that role instead?
Okay.
Drew, I'd give it to all of the defenders and say, handle Mbappe.
That needs to be a group. Yeah, that needs to be a group effort. I think the problem with sitting any one of them on Mbappe is that he'll be clever enough to just pull everybody out of position. And then you got Elise and Doué or fucking Barcola.
Yes, that's
the
point.
Just,
you can't ask the team to handle Mbappe, but you can give a specific man-to-man marking job and not expect Jed Spence to contribute going forward. Just never be further than a couple of feet away from Mbappe, right? Because he's their danger. You're right, Drew. Like Dembele and everyone else is, and Elise is incredible. But like, if you wanted to give someone the task of handling Mbappe, would you give it to Jed Spence or would you give it to Kwanzaa if he's back from his ban by then?
I don't know, dude.
Spence.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure that it matters. I'm having a conflict with Mbappe at the moment because while I don't necessarily have the same feelings as I do of players gone by, I genuinely think there is an argument that he's probably surpassed Ronaldo, R9, Rosario for like numbers and stuff like that and just performances. I think he's just next level. He's absolutely ridiculous. And I don't know that there's anything that can stop him at the moment. I think
Mbappe will never be in the conversation as the best ever.
I think he will. I think he absolutely will.
You think in 10 years' time, Mbappe will be in the conversation of better than Ronaldo, better than Messi?
No, but I think he'll be up there, top 5. Absolutely. Absolutely. His numbers are insane. His numbers are insane. And if it wasn't for the fact that I just don't know. I think he's maybe a little bit too arrogant and his face doesn't fit. And everyone loves Haaland because he's a joker and he doesn't care and he's just whimsical and he's the big Viking, you know. And Mbappe seems to be a little bit more arrogant.
Already. I didn't realize he's 27. He's 27.
Yeah, and he's got another 5. Even got another 5, 6, 7 years at the absolute peak.
Nah, but he ain't done anything yet.
What?
Mbappe's
he's been to 2. He's won a World Cup and been to another final, and he's won multiple leagues. He was like 41 goals in 48 games last year. I just won. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Do you think Mbappe will be considered one of the best ever?
No, I think he will. I think from a finishing and raw talent point of view, speed, fleet of foot, his ability to just con a defender with his speed, absolutely. He's unreal.
Yeah, he hasn't done enough Champions Leagues though. He spent too much time in Paris. I don't know.
But I mean, you know, if we're judging, you know, if we're doing the whole judging players on trophies thing, then you know, Harry Kane's still shit.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point.
Chat.
I think Mbappe is playing the best I've seen him play. He makes it all look so effortless, but if you're going to talk about attitude, that guy's attitude stinks.
Absolutely. I mean, there's an argument that he does come off as, you know, shit don't stink.
Is that arrogance and swagger as well? I don't know. And if you're one of the best, there's always a bit of arrogance there, I suppose.
There needs to be arrogance, Kate. There needs to be arrogance, you know? It's just how you, I guess, it's how you position yourself. Guys, listen, it's past midnight over here. Probably a good time to round it off. Round it off. Big up to the trolls this evening. You made the first 20 minutes of the show interesting. Big up to Kate for coming on. Big up to Drewski as well. As always, my host with the most. Let me get the last couple of super chilly chit chats. Uncle G82 become a new member of the show. Big up to you, Uncle G82. Good to see you. Looking forward to speaking to you with Drew on the next show. Big up to member for 7 months, Spurs 6659. Check these players on the Spurs Hub. It's great. Yeah, get on the Spurs Hub. Big up for the plug. SpursHub.co.uk. Your one-stop shop for all of your football fan Tottenham content will eventually
the
become
best. One-stop shop.
The best data tool that is available to anybody right now in the game is available on the Spurs Hub. It will eventually become part of the fanhub.football network. So all teams will be represented eventually, but we've got to build a lot more features first for Tottenham fans. That's a phase 2 thing. Appreciate you, Spurs 6659. Thank you for your loyalty as well. Kate, what's the next show coming up in your world, miss?
It is Monday at 3:00. It is a members show. So yeah, we did a 2-hour show today that started off talking about Spurs and went right into a mental health awareness chat, which was really interesting. And so we are going to start doing our mental health shows as well every other Wednesday. So, but Monday at 3, And yeah, we're 70 away from 3,000. I so want to get there before the start of the season.
Oh, can we get this?
How many we got here? How many are here?
There's 700 people here, right? There's 700
Come
people.
on.
Before you go, don't go. Right? Just do me a favor. You how far? You're 70 away from 3,000.
Yes.
Okay, for fuck's sake, guys. All of you, there's 670 people here that haven't fucked off yet.
10%.
All we need is 10% of you to
Quick
click
math.
the link. It's literally there. If you're watching this on a show, on a device where you've got a tab in front of you. I know it's difficult on a TV, but if you are on a TV, then you can also get your phone up right now. Right? Get your phone up right fucking now and do Kate a solid. Right? She almost slipped off her chair earlier. Okay?
I might actually
Almost
slip off
like
it if
the
we get there.
sacrifices that are going on from Kate onto the Spurs Talk Show are not being overlooked. Okay, now all we need
Like a
back
wide
is
mouth
a little bit of
bass.
love. Okay, so there's the link. There's the link. Okay, we need to get your phone out, Kate. Tell me what we're at right now.
We are now 61 away.
You just got 9 subs, did you?
Just got nine.
The power of social media. Seriously.
We need to get 11 more to get to 650. To get 50 away. Okay, come on, guys.
Yep.
Don't be donuts.
Come on, keep them coming. All 8 away from 2,950.
Come on.
We are climbing the ranks, people.
8 more. Don't be donuts. Don't be out there being donutty things. Whilst we're waiting for that, let's do this. A couple more super chats. Jealousy is right, says A user. Fuck the haters and pundits. Come on, you Spurs. Big up to you, A user. We'd love to see you, my man. Appreciate you. Random number says stayed the whole time. Didn't even use a webcam site.
Nice one. Fantastic.
Oh, well, who did you have a wank over then? Was it Drew? Was it me? Or was it Kate? I reckon it's probably Kate. And that's why she deserves another sub. Random number. Random number generator. Generate yourself over to Kate and Jimbo. Yeah, what are you on, Kate? What are we doing here? How much we got?
We are 2,946.
We need 4 more at least. 4 more at least. Daniel Fields put in a super sticker as well. Super sticker from the back post. Big up to you. You are the Brennan Johnson of super chats there, Daniel Field. Thank you very much indeed, my man. Thank you very much indeed. Come on, there's still 650 people here, guys. It's very, very fucking simple. If you haven't already had it, I'll just send it again. I'm sending it again. What are we doing here? Guys, 650 people are watching. Just do this.
Do it.
Click that link and smash the sub button. Kate and Jimbo are fucking brilliant people. Spread the love.
We're 2 away from 2,950. So we're 2,948.
There you
2
go.
away.
Climbing the ladder, boys and girls. Climbing the ladder. I would subscribe, but then I'd have to unsubscribe to subscribe again. That somewhat defeats the purpose. You know what I mean? That just seems schizophrenic.
Oh dear.
Sean, let me ask you, what have you got coming up next on the Spurs Talk Show? Anything exciting? Bombers, will they drop?
You know me by now, Drew. If there is any inkling at all,
you don't know me by now. There you go. We all know it. I'll
be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow with some probably regurgitated information spun into something that will hopefully get myself a couple of views and clues.
Little Fabrizio repeat.
I think a bomber is coming. Not tonight, but I do think a bomber's coming within the next week. I think Tottenham we're gonna get something interesting to cling on to. We can't be too greedy because there's still 8 weeks left in the window. And then if we do get a bomber again in the next week, then I feel like we're going to be sat there going, well, what have you done for me lately? And they've done a lot for us lately, you know? So we've got to spread it out a little bit. Spread it like Bonnie Blue. We'll be on.
We're on 2,953.
Whoa, there we go. Another 3.
47.
Here we go, guys. Here we go.
Thank you, Shawnee.
You're welcome.
And to everyone.
Guys, please do get over to Kate and Jimbo. We'll leave it there. We got over the threshold. We got 47 to get. Hopefully by tomorrow morning, Kate, you'll be up towards 2,960 or something. We'll see what we're doing. Be up to the chat for the support. We love you all. I'll be back tomorrow with more bullshit and bombers and absolute waffle on toast. Drewski, thank you so much for joining, my man. Hopefully you can join me for the fan show in a couple of days as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Love you, mate.
I'm sure Fabrizio might make an appearance as well.
Lots of love. Thank you, Sean, for the invite, and always a pleasure to stream with you two reprobates.
Always a pleasure to stream. Always a pleasure to stream on you as well, Kate.
Can I just ask you a question? Is there any chance? Is there any chance at all that the three of us can stream together in the next, whenever, where you actually smash through a few beers and we see what you like in that environment?
100%. You just tell me the day. I'll bring the booze.
Well, the last couple
can you not hear that in the background? She's been crashing in between her thighs every time she finishes one.
I'm on the water because I'm on a diet. So, but you know what?
Diet vodka. Yeah. Don't worry about that.
All right, guys. Love you to leave you there. We'll see you next one. Thanks, everybody. Like, subscribe, and comment. Appreciate everyone for the super chats and your attention as always. See you tomorrow, as always. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.